With the way the economy's going, you're either going to have to get rich now or you'll probably stay broke forever. When everybody was on lockdown, there was a lot of jobs that were being lost. There was a lot of things that were happening with the economy, causing a constraint in the ability for people to go out and get money, meaning that the government had to figure out a way to basically artificially create jobs or artificially make people be able to, make money even though everybody was on lockdown and on shutdown. So what they did was print more money, and this was a good thing for a short amount of time when the economy was absolutely flourishing. Crypto was shooting up, stocks were shooting up, everything was absolutely flourishing for a short amount of time, and then now everybody's getting scared again. Things are going back to how they were. People are losing more money, people are scared, all the stock prices are crashing, crypto markets crashing. So what's causing all of this? How can you avoid it, and how can you actually turn this negative thing into a real opportunity for you? There are literally 22 million millionaires in the US. You guys, 8.5% of America is now in the millionaire category. So I wanted to find these terms for you guys because I'm going to say them probably a lot throughout this video, and I want you guys to make sure that you're knowing exactly what I'm meaning when I say these things. So number one is cash flow. Cash flow is probably the most common term that I'm going to use throughout this whole entire video. This term is actually something that I got from one of the biggest mentors in my life, who is named Grant Cardone. And basically what cash flow is the movement of money in any direction. When you go and pay for a product at a store and now the store gets the money and it's in their business, that's cash flow. When you go and buy a house and give money to the bank and then the bank takes that money and loans it out to other people, that's cash flow. The next thing that I want to talk about is passive income. So you guys, the term passive income basically means any income you generate off of doing essentially nothing while you're basically sleeping, while you're on vacation, while you're spending time with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, hanging with friends, hanging with family. Whatever you're doing, it doesn't really matter. You're always making money. Passive income is essentially where you are just getting paid off of something that you did, typically an investment or something that you put money in or something that you built that now just passively generates you money every single month. And the next term is the game. So you guys, what the game is basically the game that we are all in, which is the game of life. And understanding this game is basically what I'm going to help you guys do throughout this whole entire video. And that's going to be the main topic, is how to play this game right to make sure that you will see the success and the financial freedom that you want to achieve. The next word is inflation. And I know you guys have recently heard the word inflation getting tossed around everywhere on social media and everywhere online, especially if you watch a lot of finance videos like these. Inflation can happen for a lot of reasons, but one of the biggest ones is when the cost of doing business increases. So then those businesses have to in turn raise the prices of their product or their service that they're selling to their customer. If you're selling gas and you're usually charging $3 per gallon because it costs you $2 per gallon, and then all of a sudden the gas price goes up to $3 per gallon for the business, now they're going to have to charge the customer, $4 per gallon. If they want to make that same profit, they have to charge more to get the same profit, which keeps the business running. So that's one way that could cause inflation. There's a bunch of different ones, but one of the main reasons we're going to talk about, and this is when the government starts to print more money to essentially artificially pump the markets and provide more jobs, allow businesses to flourish, and allow people to do good even in a time when it shouldn't be too good. This has happened recently because we just got out of this big shutdown and this big pandemic that was going on. Sometimes governments make the decision to do this, but it doesn't always benefit. We basically have more cash in circulation, meaning that it's more easy to get money. You have essentially more people now able to access the same things. So now there's more people with money. So now more people are going and trying to buy that same gallon of milk at the grocery store. So the gallon of milk price goes up because there's only so much milk that we have, right? Or the price of gas, right? We see this in the price of gas really heavily. It's just like if you have a handful of 10 M&Ms and then you have a handful, of one M&M. Those 10 M&Ms are going to be worth less to you, and you're probably going to eat them really quick and not really care. But if you only have one M&M to eat, you're going to, wait to eat that M&M or eat it at the right time because you only have one of them left. When you have 10 things that you can just use 10 times, you're going to value each one less than you would value if you only had one of them, which is exactly like what happens with the dollar. When you only have, say, $10 billion in circulation, each dollar is going to be worth a lot. When you have, $1 trillion in circulation, you're going to have money become worth less. And as it goes on and more and more and more money gets circulated, it's going to be worth less and less and less because that's just the way that supply and demand works. We're going to talk about money right away because we're taught a lot of false information. We're taught to save our money in a bank account when the banks don't even save money. They loan out money as soon as they get it. They tell you to buy a house when really you should rent where you live and buy what you rent. Meaning if you rent where you live and you live in, say, an apartment or a rental house, but every amount of capital that you get, instead of putting it as a down payment on a house, you put it as a down payment on a apartment complex, and you rent out the apartment complex to people. So now you have an asset that makes you money instead of just investing all your money in a house that you're just going to personally use and grow in value over time as well. So the number one thing with money is you need to look at it as a tool. You can't look at money as something that controls your emotions. You can't look at money as something that you'll ever have to worry about, and you can't look at money as something that you feel like you need to hold on to. These are all things that rich people do not do, and you cannot do if you want to actually make some real money in your life and really achieve the success that you want to achieve. You guys cannot be scared to lose money. You guys cannot be scared to make money. You guys cannot be scared to take risk with money. You guys have to be completely emotionless about the way that you use your money. You have to only use logic and not use emotions in your money. So when it comes to actually utilizing both types of income we just talked about, passive and earned, the most important part is that you first get yourself some money, and you do that by creating yourself cash flow. This comes from business, or this comes from you being an independent contractor and maybe offering a service. But you guys, you first need to get yourself some cash flow and some cash actually flowing into your account so you can then use it, because if you don't have it, you can't use it at all. You can't play chess without any chess pieces, and you can't play the game of life without any money. Now, once you guys get yourself some money, you need to understand the value of it in order to know what to do with it. Back in the day, making $10,000 a year would have been an absolutely insane wage. And now if you made $10,000 a year, you wouldn't even be able to live really anywhere in the world substantially off of that type of income. The amount of money, if it just sits in your bank account over time, the amount of money will not be worth even close to what it is. So you need to find something to do with it, which is actually where assets come into play. Things like crypto, things like stocks, things like houses, things like investing in yourself, anything that you can invest in to basically further your chances of making more money. So you guys not only need to figure out how to get some cash flow, but after you figure out how to get the cash flow, you need to start planning out investments. You guys cannot just let money sit in your bank account, especially if you're super young. If you need something to invest in, or if you don't know what to invest in, you first need to invest in yourself. This is the most important investment you can make. I look at it as a return that I can't find anywhere else, because I know that if I put, $100 into a training from Taxes Finance Wealth, right, that training teach me something that leads me to make, millions and millions and millions of dollars. Another thing that I want to talk about, you guys, is spending to expand. Spending money to expand is something that you guys need to be doing, especially in a time like now. In a time like now, everything's getting more expensive and people are contracting. There's a lot of people in the marketplace right now who are pushing back, who are contracting, who are, getting scared and pulling back, spending less money, taking less opportunities, meaning there's more opportunities out there for you to get out there and take. You guys need to be utilizing all of your earned income and spending it on things that teach you how to get further in your life, because if you do that in a time like now, when not many people are, you guys, there's the same amount of opportunities out there right now as there is any time in an economy, even if it is flourishing, but there's less people taking them because more people are scared, especially in a time right now. So you guys need to be spending it to expand, not spending it to stay the same. All right, Carter, what's one piece of advice you give to the people about how to, make their money grow?
Don't be afraid to spend it. If you're just worried about keeping it, you're not worrying about getting more. You gotta worry about getting more than saving it, because you can spend however much you want as long as you can just learn how to get more. So don't worry about saving so much. Yeah, it's good to save. Buy what you want and figure out how to get more. That's the key.